Barbara here from BarbaraMakesCrafts.com, and my mission is to teach and inspire you to level up your crafting game. So in the next month or so, depending on where you live, school is going to be starting back, and kids will be so excited to meet their teachers, and the teachers will be so excited just to have them in their classrooms and to meet them. And I know when my kids were little, I like to give the teachers little gifts. Now, I'm not sure if they took that as I'm being a nice person, or maybe as a thank you in advance, or and I'm sorry in advance. But either way, I still love to give gifts. So anyway, I've come up with 2 fun and easy gifts for your kids' teachers. And these can be used for lots of different occasions during the school year. My sister was a teacher. She's retired now. And if you asked her what a teacher really wanted as a gift, without hesitation, she'd always say a gift card. They get so many other little things. So I'm going to show you how to make this cute little teacher gift card holder. And what teacher wouldn't love some grading sticker sheets that maybe your kids helped you make, and they can use them all throughout the year. They might even ask you to make them some more. So I'll show you how to make these too. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need cardstock in light or medium weight in primary colors. So I'm going to use green, red, blue, orange, black, and you will need white. You're going to need a scoring wheel if you are using the Cricut Maker, and that looks like this, and it has the 01 on it. And you'll need the scoring stylus if you're using the Explorer series. You're going to need some glue or double-sided tape. You'll need a Cricut pen, and you'll need printable vinyl, and a standard grip cutting mat. And of course, you're going to need your Cricut or other machine that'll work with the SVG files. And I'll be linking to all these products in the description box below, so you don't have to jot them down real quick while I talk about them. So let's head on over to Design Space and get started. We have a blank canvas, and what we need to do is go down here to Uploads. And I have already uploaded this. You can see the stickers I'm making for my granddaughter. And if you need more help with uploading files from your computer into Design Space, I have an article on my blog just dedicated to, and that's at BarbaraMakesCrafts.com. So I uploaded the card, and then this is a to from card. I don't know what they call it. And it came in really, really big. So I'm just going to size it down a little bit. All right, and now we have the actual card, and it came in to size. So, and that is perfect. I did get this design from designbundles.net. So you can search for that if you would like to, and I will link to it in the description below. So the first thing that we need to do is select and ungroup. And we need to ungroup this right here because we need to turn these lines into score lines. So to do that, we go up here under Operation, and down here under Draw, it says Score. And then you can see we have the dashed lines. So we need to attach this, or else the score lines are going to be different in different places. They're not going to print or be scored on the card. They're just going to be scored somewhere. I think it actually wants to score it on a blank piece of cardstock. All right, so now we need to attach so that those score lines will score right there. And the next thing we need to do, we don't have to do a lot with this card, but I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Just go up here to rotate and 90. Enter. You can also rotate by just dragging the cursor around here. It takes me a minute, but you can see that that turned into a curve, and if you move it, then it will rotate. But since I know I want it 90 degrees, I'm just doing it that way. And I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to arrange it so that it shows up on top, because I want to know that card is big enough to be glued down behind the card, and it looks like it is. So now we're going to take this, and I'm just going to select it. Okay, so I'm going to select it, and what I want to do is I want to draw that with a pen onto a piece of white cardstock. So now we are basically ready to send it to the Cricut. So let's do that real quick. Make it. And you can see here that it separates every piece of material by the color that it's going to cut on. Now keep in mind, I could have turned this crayon orange and I just didn't. So this yellow here represents the orange that I'm using. There's no need to mirror anything. There's no need to do anything special with any of this. So we're just going to click on continue because it all looks good. And now it wants us to set our base material. So we're going to select medium cardstock. And right here you can see it says remember material settings. We're going to go ahead and check that, because if we don't, between each cutting mat, you will have to reset that. You don't want that. All right, so now the Cricut wants us to load the pen into clamp A, which is the one on the left, and the blade will be in clamp B. That's where it always is, in the right one. All right, so now let's head to the Cricut and get this puppy cut. Sorry, I shouldn't have said puppy. I love dogs. I really love dogs. I have to. Love them to death. So yeah, anyway, we're going to go to the Cricut and get this cut. All right, it's ready to unload, and I am going to go ahead and just pull that pen out. We're not going to need it anymore. And it is ready for us to load our next. As when you're working with paper, pull the mat away from what you're cutting rather than the paper away from the mat. It'll help prevent curling of your mat that way. The next one it wants us to add is yellow. Get these pulled off. But I'm using orange instead of yellow. And you also notice I'm using scraps. I like to save money that way when I can. Okay, and the next one is the green, actually. So what it wants us to do is put the scoring wheel in clamp B, which is where the blade is. But the Cricut is going to guide us through putting the blade on. When it's done scoring, it'll always score first. I don't really know why. But your scoring blade single score is 0, 1. And so that is the one that we're putting in clamp B. So now we'll do the scoring part. before it does the cutting. And you see the play button is flashing. That means it's ready for us to put our fine point blade back in. And then we'll just push this button again. Alright, and it's ready for the next one. And you can use more than one mat at a time to do this. But if you only have one mat, that's fine. It'll still cut great. It's just gonna take a minute longer. No big deal. So now I know the red and the blue are the only two left, and that they're gonna cut the same thing. So it really doesn't matter what order I do them in, but the machine wants us to do the blue and then the red. I'm not sure how this machine decides what it's going to cut and when it comes to multiple mats, but I'm just glad that it does. Alright, and we are done with that. So we will start the assembly process. Alright, so first things first, I want to fold this along the score lines just to get that good crisp fold in them. And then I want to glue the tag right just like that. So I'm going to put glue just around the edges of this tag right here. I don't know if I've told you my clamp story or not, but I was in the Dollar Tree one day just looking at their craft stuff, and I came across these clamps, and I thought, well, I don't know what I'll use them for, but I'm gonna get them. And they have come in super handy when I'm working on these craft projects. We'll clamp this for just a minute. I say we will. It's not going to work with that. Now to finish this up, we're going to fold this like so. And again, just put a tiny bit of glue. So we will let that dry while we make our stickers. All right, so we have a blank canvas here in Design Space, and we need to upload our stickers. The first thing I want to do is just to add a shape, and this is going to be just our guide. We want to make it 8.5 by 11. So just do that unlock there, and 8.5 inches wide and 11 inches high. And we're going to go right here under Operation, and the drop down menu way down here at the bottom, it says Guide. So that just uses this as a guide, and it doesn't print or anything like that. So now we need to upload our stickers. And I have already uploaded these to Design Space. You can see some stickers I'm making for my grandkids there. And so I want to go to my recent uploads. I want to view all. And if you need help with upload, I do have a post on my blog at barbaramakescrafts.com all about how to upload a file from your computer. All right, so I'm going to click on these stars. There are 4 sheets of them that I want to use. And right down here, I'm going to add to the canvas. All right, so I'm just going to click and drag here, and it'll size all 4 sheets down at the same time. Unlock it there. Okay, so that is still going to be too large, but it'll work. So what I'm going to do here is, I want to leave that one here inside the guide, and I want to size this one down so that it takes up about half the width, which I know is 4.5, but we're going to leave a little extra because of where the Cricut will print. So we see that's 3.994 by 3.875. And honestly, I'm going to have to write that down so I can remember the measurements for these others. All right. So now I want to grab the next one, and I want to make it the same size, 3.994. And I think, let me see what happens when I just do 3.994. I think it will automatically, yes, proportion to 3.875. Grab the next sheet and do the same thing. All right, so if we make these a little smaller, we can fit one more row here of the stickers. So let's make them 3.5 wide. And then we're going to duplicate. Let's duplicate this one over here where it says duplicate. And I want to pull it down. That might be still too large. And I want to duplicate this one. Pull it down. And now to check to see if this is all going to print on one sheet of paper and cut on one mat. All right. We're going to click on Make It to see if this is going to print right, and it is not. So what we need to do now is go back and make them even smaller. So let's make them 3 inches. All right, now let's position them. All right, now let's try again and see if it's going to print the way we want it to. Just click on Make It, and yes, you can see right here, it's all printing on one mat. So I want to cancel that, And what I want to do is make another guide. So I'm going to add a shape. Again, I'm going to add a rectangle. And I am going to move this rectangle over here. And I'm going to size it again, 8.5 by 11. Lock it back. And again, go to the drop down and turn it into a guide. And now I'm going to upload my stickers. I'm just going to click on the stickers that I want here. All right, again, they came in way huge, so we do want to size them down. These are individual stickers, so we don't want to make them huge. So I'm sizing those down to, it's 1.612, and that's as a whole. It's not each individual sticker, so we'll have to see what each individual sticker looks like. And I'm going to scroll up here. And what I want to do is use this guide as my guide. Okay, it's still 8.5 by 11. But I do want to use this guide as my guide as to where things should be positioned on. So I'm just going to start placing the stickers. I did not mean for that to happen. Up here where it says rotate, I can just set that back to 0 and it'll go exactly like it was supposed to. And guys, what I'm doing wrong that causes them to blow up like that is I click on it and then I click on it again to move it. If I just click on it and start moving, everything will be great. So I'm going to try to remember to do that from here on out. All right, it's a little bigger, but that's okay. Been a week. Let's duplicate that one a couple of times. I want to once again click make it to make sure these are going to print. All right, so yes, those are printing there. Those are printing there. All right, so now we're going to have a little bit of fun. Okay, so we're going to click the 3 dots and move object. And we want to put that object on this mat. So confirm, and we're going to repeat that with all the ones that are on this mat that aren't stars. You can see we've got a whole page full of stickers. Teachers are going to love this. I'll turn my mat this way because it started losing stickiness. I need to clean it on the top there. So now we just want to burnish it down well. You see this black box around? Those are registration marks, which helps the Cricut to know where to cut. So we're going to select printable vinyl, and I'm going to leave it on default pressure, and then just load this into the machine. And this is going to take a little while to cut, probably about 5 minutes. So once this starts cutting, I will be back when it's done.
A few moments later.
All right, so we got done cutting that. And we'll just pull this away here. And show you our sheet of stickers. You can see it's just got tiniest little kiss cut. There we go. You see how it just pulls away from that backing just like a sticker should. So I want to show you this other sticker design just to show you there are two different kind of stickers. You can see we've got a fun little printed sheet there, and we're going to burnish it down. Now we're going to select printable vinyl for our material and load it through the machine and let it do its magic. This one won't take nearly as long. So what I'm going to do while that's cutting is go ahead and cut these registration marks down. Take long at all. Pull these from the mat, and we'll go ahead and cut these registration marks off of here. All right, and you can see those as well. Perfect little kiss cut, which just means it cuts through the vinyl but not through that backing. And you can see right there how it just cuts so easy. So great. Your kids' teachers are gonna love these. All right, so there you have it. A couple of fun gift ideas for your teachers that you could use throughout the year. And I guarantee your teachers will absolutely adore these. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. It really helps support these fun craft projects that I bring to you. And be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos that I put out of these fun craft projects. If you have any comments or questions, or if there's a particular project that you would like to see, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments below or on my Facebook page. The links to my social media will also be in the description box below. So until I see you again, happy crafting!